my beautiful people. Coming out in a minute. I hope you guys had a wonderful day. Hope you guys have an incredible evening. I'll be on with you in just a minute. Good evening, my beautiful people. I'd like to welcome you back to another edition of the Foul Playland. As always, I'm your foul player, a overweight Puerto Rican guy from New York City. And the fact that you come to check me out for 1 minute or an hour, I mean, God bless you. But seriously, guys, I'd like to thank you guys for coming back through and checking me out. Peace, Michael Johnson, Box Talking More. And before I get to the business at hand, well, I'd like to say, please, if you could, guys, show my brother some love. Michael Johnson, Box and Talking More. If you could, please subscribe to Michael Johnson, Box and Talking More, the owner of another fine channel. But also, while I'm in the business of promoting friends of mine, I want to promote two friends of mine who have just started a new channel. And I know them from my WKRB radio days when I used to be on college radio. And I honestly admired these guys, and honestly, I met these dudes and heard them talking sports like the day my dad died. And it was like the first day I went into the radio station. My dad died. I was going to tell like the radio station basically that I couldn't come in like for training, and even though I couldn't come in for training, I heard couple of young cats, two of which I'm about to promote their channel now. But they were talking baseball the way I like to talk baseball, like prospects, not everything about Yankees and Mets. And, you know, it was fantastic. And I wanted to jump into the conversation so bad, but I mean, my father was on his way out when I was going to the radio station. And by the time I left the radio station, ultimately my dad passed. Rest in peace to my dad, of course. But, you know, I kind of have a bond with the people I was cool with from the radio station. I'm still cool with the main proprietor of this channel, Stefan Martinez. I mean, I think he's one of the best voices as far as baseball talk and football talk. I mean, sometimes I don't talk basketball with him because I don't watch basketball any longer, but I'm pretty sure he's fantastic at that too. But if you guys could please, I don't know how to put links up and shit on my channel. I mean, like, but the show is called the Nick and Steph Show. It's the Nick and Steph Show, and it's NICK like Nicholas, but shortened like to NICK. And Steph is spelled STEPH. His name is Stefan Martinez, but shortened it for Steph. So it's the Nick and Steph Show. And guys, please, if you could show me any love, like subscribe to my bros. In fact, I may do a little contest, like and give you guys out like a little prize for maybe if we bump up his subscriber base even a tiny bit. But nevertheless, thank you guys for joining me this evening. I wanted to talk about Steph. I said Nick, and that's my brother Steph Martinez right there. Yeah, Steph, if you could please, I don't know how to do it, but if you could put like a link to your channel in the comments so I could highlight it too. But that's my brother Stefan Martinez. Good, very good man, bro. Like, and you know, it's not like I know him for a little bit of time at this stage. I mean, I know him for going on a decade now, and he's a fantastic human being, along with Nicholas too. Nicholas, Ivan, Emilio, the original 27 Outs crew. I mean, like, and a lot of the good people I met at the radio station along the way too. But the 27 Outs crew, I mean, I've always shown these dudes love because they're fantastic. And I used to love like to have the four of them, like listening to them on the radio station. It was great. Good times, man. Even though I was always tired and beat when I was going to college, but you know, the people you meet along the way, especially these brothers, you know, made it all worth it. But if you could, Stefan, like whenever you can, like put the link to your channel onto the comments, and I'll throw it up. But I want to move on to the crux of the story. Or to the crux of the issue at hand. And the story, it's regarding Deontay Wilder's, or my main story, is regarding Deontay Wilder's hinting at utilizing a hallucinogenic drug called ayahuasca. And then maybe afterwards make his decision as to whether he wants to continue fighting or whatever have you, or if he wants to retire. And I'm going to read from the Daily Mail article. I hate the Daily Mail. I mean, Daily Mail is a whack-ass newspaper. But sometimes I like to give their perspective from kind of like a normal person, which I'm not, perspective. But and I'll read the article. Maybe I could do a screen share. Hold on. But and the headline of the article is Deontay Wilder claims he may look to a psychedelic drink once used by ancient Amazon tribes to help him decide whether he should retire from boxing after his trilogy defeat by Tyson Fury. And the headline is wrong on that because it's not once used by Amazonian tribes. It's continually used by Amazonian tribes. But I'll go into the article. It says Deontay Wilder that he revealed that he may turn to a psychedelic drink in a bizarre approach to deciding whether he will retire from boxing. The Bronze Bomber has lost his last two fights, both against Fury in the trilogy series, with the most recent of these bouts coming in October, whatever the fuck. Oh, well, since then, the 36-year-old has not revealed his future in the sport, but has now claimed he is considering the drink ayahuasca in a bid to aid his decision process. It's the latest in a long list. Whatever. That's your opinion. I think I'm going to take a trip that I have to take. I'm thinking about doing ayahuasca. He told Byron Scott podcast via Marca. That's going to be my decision making process. Ayahuasca is something you take to take a spiritual journey. You're using DMT, dimethyltryptamine, and things like that. I'm really interested in getting shamans and things like that. I want to go on this journey, this path. It will help me navigate my decision about whether or not I want to return to the sport. I'm gonna end the article there because everything else is just kind of like dissing Wilder in a sense, like kind of like lambasting the decision, if you will, of him taking this shamanistic experience, if I said that right, with this drug. One thing I will tell you from personal experience, I never messed around with drugs, but I've always, not always, but since I became an adult, researched drugs. The reason I researched them is because I would read like Robert Anton Wilson, Timothy Leary, and it's not so much the drugs. I always like to learn about psychotropic stuff like that, or psychedelics, and I've never done them, but I've done it on a personal level because I'll get into that in a minute. But I know people that have taken not ayahuasca necessarily, but DMT, which is one of the things that Deontay Wilder mentioned in this article. And I'll give my opinion on that in a minute too. But there's a personal reason why I was interested in, and that's what. But I've always researched it because I just like how the mind works. Honestly, like I mean, like it's almost as if you're utilizing a part of your brain that's dormant, and even if you act a smidget of that dormant part of your brain, which you don't use all of your brain, if you guys don't know that, you use a small percentage of your brain. But I think that there's a small chance that the way that what these drugs do is that they utilize a part of your brain or just make you become in touch. And this is from people that I know that have done, I don't know anybody who's done ayahuasca, but the chemical component of it, I believe, and from what I read in this article, I believe it's DMT, which is the component that gets you fucked up, if you will. This tradition that he's mentioning of, I've heard about it many times before. Like, I've heard of this other drug that it's similar. It's called Yopo. It's also an Amazon drug that when you take it, it comes from a dry extract from a tree bark, and that when you take it, you find like your spirit animal, but you're fucked up for like 30 minutes, like where you're not you're looking out and all you're seeing is shit that gets you fucked up. And it's the same with ayahuasca in the sense that with all these like hallucinogenics, and that's why I always was interested in them as far as a therapeutic method, because they don't last forever. Like there's no overdosing like with one of those things. I mean, like if you overdose, you're just gonna get really blasted, but come out of it shortly. It's not the same as like acid, like where acid you could take too much. But I ultimately think Wilder should consider retiring based on like how the board. I mean I'll rephrase that. I thought that Wilder should have retired after the Fury match. I'm kind of rethinking that. I mean, like I think the people in Wilder's corner are whack. Like his management, his Malik Scott as a trainer is terrible. But performance-wise, against Fury in his third fight, I mean, was it the game plan that I would have utilized? No. But did he do terrible in that fight? I didn't think so. I mean, I wasn't expecting him to win in that fight, but nor did I expect him to get knocked out in that fight. I'm going to be honest with you guys. But did he do terrible in that fight? No. I think that version of Wilder could beat Anthony Joshua, could beat Dillian White, could beat, Andy Ruiz. Like the sort of second tier heavyweights. But I mean, it's still like names, it's still money fights. I mean, is that my advice for him? I don't know. I don't think so. I kind of like, in a sense, would rather him retire, like because like the Fury beat downs in these last two fights were like morbid. But I think there's a good chance that Wilder takes this drug and decides to retire, or takes this psychedelic and decides to retire. Maybe he finds his spirit animal, and that spirit animal tells him like, "Hey, fucking, you know, you're my bad, bro. I got a little deal working out right now." But maybe that spirit animal tells him like, "Listen, like it's probably time to hang it up." I mean, a lot of people's takes online or on YouTube, even from channels that I know that like Wilder, like kind of like are bashing the effort, like and saying that he's like kind of like bugging out, or maybe that this decision is coming because of he's not thinking with all his faculties, and it is a little bit and I can see where somebody would have that take, because I mean we haven't heard a lot from Wilder since he lost to Tyson Fury, but sorry, answering a message. But and then like out of nowhere, this comes out, like this statement about taking this drug. I mean, that'd be like me not seeing not talking to my boy Steph Martinez, and then all of a sudden he's telling me about taking a psychedelic drug, first thing out of his mouth after I don't talk to him for like 3 or 4 months. Yeah, I'm gonna be concerned. I'm not gonna go, oh well, and this is coming from somebody who actually doesn't shit on the prospects of Wilder taking a psychedelic drug to sort of find his way, like, and help him make this decision. Like, I'm like, but I mean, that is a little bit of concern, like to some people. I mean, to me as well, because Wilder has had like some wild takes in the past as far as the pregnancy thing. But I don't think this is a wild take. I mean, I think this is fantastic, honestly. And as far as the personal stories that I have, like with this drug, I mean, one thing that I have met along the way is a lot of fantastic people since I began to like buy silver, because like a lot of these things are hand to hand, and a lot of the people that I learned like crypto from and shit like that are fantastic people. I mean, like there's some people like that I've met that I'm going to meet in California when I go, and these aren't people that I know for a long time. Like people like, oh, you can stay at my house. Just fantastic people that I met along the way. But there was one person particularly, I'm not gonna say his name, but he was always a lot of people considered him grimy, and I kind of thought like the same way when I first dealt with him, because he always has like this kind of like a little bit of a mean mug, and he's from the West Coast. I'll put it like that. And I've only dealt with him like on online, like video call. But one of the people that I deal with here in South Jersey, a chick actually that I buy stuff from, I remember she mentioned him, and she mentioned him in a terrible light. And a lot of people that I know within that circle of people that buy precious metals and sell precious metals, they all talk about him really bad. But I remember me and him had a talk, kind of like out of the clear blue, and he told me that he was involved with actually taking people to take a real strong hallucinogenic. I'll put it like that. And he said from personal experience, like that he took it because I'm not gonna mention like the trauma that he's been through, but long story short, he went to go see a doctor that he confided in, and he basically told his doctor that he no longer wanted to live. Like he was just done, and he was married at that point, but he said he just didn't want to continue. He gained like 100 pounds. He got into a really bad car accident and that kind of like exacerbated the gaining weight. And I know from his temperament that like if he were to go into like into left in life like that, I can see him like because like again like he gives off like a really rough exterior, like so I could see him like kind of like pondering those thoughts. I mean, just topically, because I don't know him like that, but I mean, I'm pretty sure that he didn't have that kind of conversation with many people. And I always show him mad love because of that. Because he kind of like confided in me in a sense. But he said that that doctor actually recommended him, actually took him to take a strong psychedelic drug. Not gonna say how, as far as like how he came upon it, like, because it's not my business. But I think sharing the story is more my business because of the results that he had, which I'm gonna get into in a second. But and I'm gonna give you the grim and gory of his experience. I mean, he said that he didn't remember much of his experience as far as like what he was doing while he took the drug, besides like the psychedelic aspect. Like he didn't see the people around him that were in the room with him, um, like administering the drug, if you will. But he did remember every detail of the fact of what happened to him while he was on his psychedelic trip, if you will. But he basically said that he talked to like what he described as angels, and they basically told him that he was living in a heaven. That and he said that he wasn't talking to these people. He said that it was like a download of information. He said that this planet is basically perfectly positioned to become heaven. I mean, or to be a heaven based on like how you conduct yourself. Needless to say, I mean, like, and he just said he felt like just straight like love. Like he just had this overwhelming feeling of a takeover of love. This person doesn't conduct himself as if he's like some lovey-dovey, like even after this experience with these psychedelics. In fact, I've argued with him after that in negotiations, but nothing like that. Like, I'm not that type of person. If you don't agree with me, I'm not gonna say you're a piece of shit automatically, or or if we have a disagreement. But he just said that he had a engulfing feeling of love, like taking over his body. And since then, I mean, the dude's he got bread. I'm not like I'll just leave it like that. He's not a poor person, and he didn't start off as a poor person. This dude started off dead broke. Like I'm dead broke, or I was dead broke. But this dude got way more money on me than me. I'll put it like that. I mean, he lives in a super expensive part of the West Coast. In addition to that, like I know what the dude like topically, like because a lot of the business I conduct, like it's kind of like out in the open for everybody to see when it comes to precious metals. And he's always conducting business. You don't conduct business like for the sake of conducting business, especially when you have a reputation. I mean, he's making money, and I know he makes money other ways. But he said that a lot of that stuff started happening after he took this strong psychedelic, which isn't ayahuasca. Ayahuasca is actually a step down from the psychedelic that this individual took. So from personal experience, from the only person that I know pretty much that took something as strong as that, as ayahuasca or stronger, I mean, it worked for him wonderfully. I mean, and there's a person that he told me, I mean, he went through therapy many times, and now he brings people to take it. And the people that he's telling me that he's brought have serious mental problems, serious, like PTSD issues. I'll put it like that. That were abused as children, or that went through traumatic experiences in the military, and they basically leave there like with the newfound joy. I mean, it's not like they're buzzing from that point on. Like this, nothing lasts forever as far as like those kind of things, like psychedelic drugs, but anything could change your way of thinking. Me slapping you in the face, like right now, will change your way of thinking forever, regardless of what you do. Whether you fuck me up or whether you walk away and eat that slap. That'll change your experience for the rest of your life. Now, imagine like you are seeing things that you've never even thought existed, and they're just downpouring a real positive message of what you should be doing with the rest of your life. And that message just resonates. I mean, I could tell you some real positive message, and you may not give a shit, but something that you perceive as a angel or some shit, which I don't really believe in angels in that sense, but something you perceive as to be not of this world, and then that thing is telling you like, listen, like you have all the reason in the world to exist. I think that's fantastic. Now, will Wilder get that same exact experience? Who the hell knows? I don't know. like maybe like whatever downloaded like that message to my friend knew that he was in a peril where it was a life or death situation. But I like and maybe Wilder won't get something that hitting, but maybe he'll get another great message. Maybe Wilder may talk to a parrot that's made of thunderbolts, and that parrot tells him, "Listen, pack it up. One more serious blow, and you could be royally fucked." Maybe that parrot tells him, "Listen, like the landscape in boxing may play out in your favor. Keep trucking, and something good may come of this. Who knows?" But am I knocking the notion? No, I think it's one of the most sane things that decisions that Wilder has taken. Or one of the hasn't done it yet. Like Wilder's pondering that decision. I hope it's not similar to like say like when he was talking about wanting to get pregnant. That was weird. You can't no. There's no way I would co-sign that or try to sugarcoat something like that. But I don't take this as a weird take like that. I mean, you would anticipate, through your reality tunnel that maybe like a hippie would be having that kind of conversation. But, I find it fantastic. We should do that more. I mean, I know a lot of people that have issues with PTSD, like from the streets. Many people, like everybody I know, I wish that, they had the like the goal, like to do something like this. Oh, and I'm gonna get into my personal thing. Actually, I gotta spit. Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry. But on a personal level, like I don't know if I've told you guys that I've dealt with people who are, and I left the link in the for anybody that wants to join. No bullshit though. I mean, as long as it's not like kind of show yourselves in the video. That way I could see who it is, because I got somebody attempted to troll me the other day. But on a personal level, like I've told you guys that my brother, in fact, a couple of my brothers struggle with drug addiction. My dad, who I told you in the beginning of this story, ultimately died due to like overdosing, pretty much. And it wasn't nothing I didn't anticipate. Like it was a tumultuous time in my life in general, as is. But as far as my brother goes, my brother has been addicted to drugs for over, I'd say, 23 years. The last time I saw my brother was the worst I've seen my brother, and that was on Thanksgiving. I don't know if I said this before, but he was barefoot in my mom's building. Like there's a area where between the last floor and the roof, a lot of junkies sometimes like hang out there, like or knock out there. But my other brother told me that he was up there, and my brother looked like dog shit. I mean, it was the worst I've ever seen him. And I've told him about taking this treatment, if you will. There might be echoing in the background, like if you can mute your mic for a second. But I told him about this treatment and about him taking it. I mean, he seems up for it, but my brother is like in the fog as far as his drug usage goes. Eventually, I mean, it's not a hopeless situation in my eyes, like, because no situation is hopeless. But I am gonna drag his ass to take this, and if I'm dragging his ass to take this, as it's because I feel that there's no danger to it, no long-term danger. If my brother flips out, he flips out. If Wilder flips out, he flips out while he takes it, but it won't last forever. Him flipping out, whatever psychedelic experience he encounters while taking it, will be short-lived. But whatever long-term gain that he may gain from it, I mean, it could be forever. The people that have taken it, like statistically, if you go to rehab, like for drugs, there's a single digit chance of you not taking drugs again. It's like 5%. They say the people that have taken this strong psychedelic, I'm not going to mention which one it is, that people that take that strong psychedelic, and it's not just for drug use, but for drug use, that the percentages of beating your drug use off of one time doing it is in the 70s, 70 something percent. It's something that we don't talk about enough. They say that it's for people that have a problem stealing. It's for people that have been abused, that can't get over it, that just take it, and they no longer feel the need to relish on these things any longer. My friend said that he went through and my friend explained his family situation to me, not his immediate family as far as his kids and a wife, but his family, his other family. And he always says it's real dark as far as like his encounters with them, and that he had to take it a second time, kind of like to reset himself, if you will. But nothing but good reviews on this thing. Do I recommend you taking it? I mean, if you want to, go ahead. If not, I mean, like, fantastic. Anybody could do whatever the fuck they want, in my eyes. But I'm not gonna knock it like as if somebody's being crazy or weird. Listen, like a lot of people do weird shit or exist in very weird lives, like here on YouTube, jerking off in napkins, like fucking constantly.
Hey, don't be talking about me.
Or constantly being on somebody's YouTube 24/7. That shit is weird. I mean, like, and I'm fucking weird in that sense too. I mean, like, weird is not I don't jerk off in napkins. I jerk off in fucking nah, actually I won't be vulgar. But whatever have like I think that nothing is weird. I mean, like, in that sense, I'm not gonna fuck around with no dudes and shit like that and like, oh well, I just want, like, no. But stuff like this, I mean, fantastic. I think we should be doing it more, or discussing these things more. But with me now, I have one of my longtime compatriots, Michael Johnson, Boxing Talk and More. Tell us how you feel, my friend.
Oh man, I told you about that story when I went home to San Diego, man, and saw one of my relatives taking, smoking that wet.
Yeah,
how it hurt my feelings and shit. But people be having problems, man. People just don't be smoking or doing some of these drugs for no fucking reason. Something mentally, sometimes it's some mental trauma, man, why they keep doing it. They get clean, they come back, life ain't going well. Your kids over here, they don't respect you. You know what I'm saying? You're a deadbeat father. You want to do good, and then you know how it is. People don't want to help you out. You know what I'm saying? And then when you own that stuff, your serotonin is all fucked up, and your emotions are all over the place, and you're not thinking straight. But what the doctors, what are they gonna give you? They're gonna give you something that's equivalent to you that is gonna get you high, that's gonna wean you off of it. Ain't nothing good that they're gonna prescribe to. Ain't nothing what they're gonna prescribe to you is gonna be good anyways to win you off no drug, because you can get addicted to that.
So what do you think, Mike, as far as like Wilder specifically? Like as far
I think
as
I think they need a reset, because that's what Mike Tyson said. Mike Tyson said he does it once, twice a year, and it resets him.
You're right, Michael. I forgot about that. Mike Tyson.
Yeah, he said he takes that. He goes down over there, and I don't know if it's licking the toad or whatever, but it's something like that. He says he goes down there, it resets his depression, wanting to kill people, all that stuff. It resets him.
Yeah, Mike. And if you look at Mike Tyson, like the past like 10 years, Mike still has like that. He's not a chump, like he's not like a hippie, but you could tell like he just talks like way more put together and like open. A lot of celebrities come around him now, like, and I think a lot of that may have played into it, like the fact how he thinks now versus how he's thought in the past.
And then not only that, like I was trying to tell folks, man, you're gonna hit on Deontay Wilder for doing something that's non-addicting That's him trying to get himself right spiritually. But you have all these fighters that over the years of boxing who's taken cocaine, heroin, stuff that you get addicted to that you would sell some ass for. You know what I'm saying? And they had to do things to get themselves off of there. Sugar Ray Leonard was on cocaine for a minute, and glad that he got off of it and he's looking good even at his old age. You know what I'm saying? But there's you got to find something, and I think really what Wilder is, if you listen to him over the years, being a spiritual person, an energy person off, and stuff like that. I think that, doing over him doing his studies, he found out the same thing that you found out, that everybody who's taking it worked in some sense. Now, did they revert back to the old them? That's a different thing. But at that point in time, they had some clarity with their fucking life, in which way or which direction they should be heading. Or in some instances, it might put you in perspective. There's something that's going on in your life. Might necessarily put you in the right way, but might give you some perspective. Because when you have these outer body experiences, you're going to be seeing things that you didn't see, that you didn't catch. Maybe it's your subconscious that saw it, but you didn't. You might have saw that somebody may have did something to you. You know what I'm saying? That was messed up. Not, taking something from you, but you know what I'm talking about. But you might see something from a different perspective, from an outer body experience. I'll give you one thing. When I tried that salvia shit, right?
Oh shit! I didn't even know you did that.
Yeah, I tried that shit, right? And I literally thought I was the backseat of the car. I literally thought I was the backseat of the car. It was daytime, El Cajon City. Thought I was the backseat of the car. I was sitting down. I'm thinking that I'm the backseat of the car, and there's the car is a convertible, and I'm literally looking at everybody's, like, downwards at the top of everybody's head.
Oh, I see.
But where I'm sitting, I can't see that.
How long did it last for, though, Mike? Like, as far as
about 5-10 minutes. But like, I'm literally
I heard a lot of people
sitting.
get very scared when they do that one, particularly.
I'm literally sitting. I was just laughing. So, because I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I'm literally sitting in the back seat, talking with everybody, but my perspective, my vision, as if I'm standing up, looking at the roof of everybody's head. You see what I'm saying? It's like it's some odd way, shape, or form. The thing could have been says like, damn, you see everything with everybody in the car and what they doing in their life, because I did. It could have been saying that I need to take care of these dudes. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been watching their moves, seeing what they're doing, and there's things that they don't even know, even that I knew about them.
Well, like, at the people that were in the car with you? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like it gives you a different, some way, shape, form is going to relate to something that's going on in your life, but you just going to have to figure it out. Sometimes it's this back in your face, and sometimes you got to figure it out. It's like you having a dream, and then you damn, I just had this dream, it's premonition of what's going on in your life, but you have to decipher it.
And listen, like, for those of you who may be listening to this now, and I'm telling you this because I talk to Michael pretty much every week. Like, Michael is no druggie, like, at all. I'm not a druggie at all. Like, I don't take drugs. Michael doesn't take drugs. We're both professionals, if you will. But this is not coming from the perspective of somebody who's just being handed shit and they try it, like, on either end of this live stream, like, But go ahead, Mike. Like, did you view it as a positive experience though? Or?
I viewed it as one of the positive experience, because one thing is I knew now, well, I ain't got no business taking acid after that trip. Two, I learned that, you know, at the end of the day, you know, when you hear about people smoking crack and all these drugs, you know, who am I to fucking judge? First of all, you know, um, people sometimes just want to live their life the way they want to. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think it's a bad thing, whether or not you want to follow the laws and regulations and be a super gangbanger, or you want to be a thief or whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, I ain't gotta like it, but that's the form of being an adult. Some people saying, "Oh, that's crazy. We want to do this and stuff like that," but he's a grown ass man. You don't have to like it and you don't have to respect it, but you have to respect the aspect of that everybody's afforded life, but and with that, everybody's afforded the opportunity to do what the fuck they want. You got two options: follow the rules or don't follow the rules. Live the life the way you want it or not. But the another thing with Deontay Wilder, you know, at the end of the day, really, to tell you the truth, can't nobody really tell him shit. But his mama and his you know, fiance and his kids, really.
No, I think a lot of people that I've seen, like as far as giving the comments about him here on YouTube, are doing it more in the sense that like maybe he's bugging out at this stage, and you know, or kind of like with trepidation, like the people that do like Wilder. I mean, I think that this is an awesome decision, and I mean, like ultimately, like I'm 50-50 whether he should continue his career or not. But I think if he makes this decision, after doing that, I think it's better than making that decision after doing ayahuasca than after listening to Malik Scott like telling him that he's a demigod or some shit, and like, you know, he does no wrong, you know. So I think this is one of the better decisions that he's like I mean, I'm not saying, like,
player.
What's up?
Also, you got some people out there that have life coaches and or therapists, and they go to them to get the advice for their life. And 9 times out of 10, these motherfuckers never have experienced anything like that in their life. But they giving you advice on or helping you along the way with your life, but never experienced that shit themselves. You know what I'm saying? And
they're weird.
You know, it makes me always wonder that, you know, I tell you one thing. The only way the people who I get advice from in my life are people that been through some of the shit I've been through, or people that I know that genuinely have my motherfucking back. See what I'm saying? Not no life coach and not no therapist. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, you have to trust these people as well. But how can you sit up over here as a grown adult, want to go seek professional help from somebody, knowing now well that they really not qualified to help you because they never experienced it before?
True.
And so you can't tell somebody that if they want to do this drug, then they need to stop. They should just stop boxing, or that they crazy, or that they got something wrong with them. Because there's everybody on this earth are adults, and they can choose the way that they own decision-making skills. Going to go pay for help, or going to go on the spiritual journey. Because that's what that thing is about. Now, the only thing you should question with Deontay Wilder is with this, or the only thing I would question if I did have a question is where it came from and what the motive of the person who said it to him to take it. Because he had to learn it from somewhere or somebody. That's the only thing I would question, because we're talking about taking something that actually has studies to actually help people, not destroy their lives.
Yeah. No, and I from what I know, like that people that do take it, like, or because there's places that do administer it here domestically. Like I know in Arizona, Georgia. There's places that and I only know this because I researched it for my brother. Um, Having said that, like I know when you go it like or I think even in Wilder's case, somebody who's a celebrity, pretty big celebrity too, that it's not like it's pretty much you and not like Malik Scott, if you will, or an entourage, which I think is cool. I think if and ultimately like the decision that may come from this like is that he wants to pack it up. If he wants to pack it up, I mean like because of he came to that decision from taking this, like I mean more power to him. If he wants to continue fighting, and like I said, like a lot of people are down on Wilder of late. I mean, based on expectations like of what they thought would have happened against Fury. I mean, but I think Wilder could have a lot of boxing life left to him, like as far as competing on a major level, having the ability to get good fights. I mean, like he may be in line for like that stupid WEC belt. What if Dillian White catches Fury slipping? Like, do you think that somebody's gonna protect Dillian White from not getting paid if he doesn't have a chance at getting the 3 other belts, and Dillian White is the person that gets this WBC belt off of Fury? If Dillian White can't rush into a unification match, of course I think they would throw him in there with Wilder. Like I mean, and if Wilder beats White, then I mean he'd have a belt if White were the one that were to beat Fury next. So I mean, like I'm not. There's a lot of other people that I think shouldn't be boxing, or a lot of other people that are playing it safe in boxing for really no good reason, like to try to gain like $1 million more for another fight down the line and dismiss a good fight like that's in front of you right now. I think Wilder, even at the base level, ground level, I mean, like, he'd be fighting like the Andy Ruizes of the world. And like, is this the shit that I want to see? No. I mean, but that's way better than a lot of other people are doing. But the cards could break in a certain way or play out in a certain fashion. And Wilder could be contending for, I don't know, bigger, like good things in the future. Now, does that mean that I think that like Wilder's gonna dominate, like, or like pick up some new tricks and that he's gonna be at the top of the boxing heavyweight? I mean, it'd be cool, like because I'm a Wilder fan, but I think there's people lingering around for a lot less reasons than why Wilder may linger around. Having said it, if you keep in mind that like at his ground level, base level, he's still fighting the likes of Ruiz and the Dillian Whites of the world. Those are still kind of big fights. I mean, way better than what's put on pay-per-view currently. So why not? I mean, like, if he wants to keep doing it, fuck him. Like, if he doesn't want to keep doing it, fuck it. Like, there's just I think a lot of people get too emotionally invested around these decisions. Like, but let me ask you something, Mike. If you're retired, which I think you're gonna retire at 35, like, because you're gonna make a lot of bread. But would you consider taking the wonder drug ayahuasca or a strong hallucinogenic in that vein in the future?
Hold up, say it again. You was breaking up.
Like per se, if you were retired and like like I feel you will be at 35 and you're a millionaire at that point, and like, would you consider taking a drug like ayahuasca or a strong hallucinogenic in that vein, just to try it in the future?
I think
if you're retired, have no job. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, so I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would take it. I think that's what you're saying. I don't know if I would take it, but the way it was explained to me on why Deontay Wilder would take this drug is because basically, boxing has put a bad taste in his mouth as far as like how Deontay Wilder believes, the WBC and all these motherfuckers is done to him. That's, and if that's how he feels, that's how he feels. And, with being spiritual and all that stuff, he thinks that, that taking this drug will give him a better perspective to making that decision. Um, um, Me personally, um, who knows? Maybe everybody should take a little hit of that motherfucker. Who
and,
knows? Like
and it's cool
we
too
see
because
people.
no, and with specifically the Wilder, like as far as his arch goes, he's literally gonna meet, like he already has met the Pope, and if he does take this, I mean, like he's gonna go from meeting the Pope to going on a spiritual journey within himself, in a sense, within a matter of a decade. That's pretty cool. Like in my eyes, one of the
Yeah, I mean, ain't nothing. I don't. I think people, need to just fucking relax. He comes back. He comes back. He don't. He don't. I mean, but can't nobody. People can say whatever they want to. Um, in hindsight, but everybody wants to see this dude fight. People can say whatever they want to, but they're going to watch. Either it's that day or later on, people are going to watch. People are going to talk about it. Like, Wilder, if he left boxing, he would have left. He would have, left a lot of money on the table for these networks and other fighters, because every time he opens up his mouth or throws somebody's name out there who's going to fight or goes to a fight, it's kind of like everybody forgets about all the other fights that's happening. I don't care if it's Dominic Brazil. You saw what happened when he fought Dominic Brazil, how it was all eyes on that fight, even though, everybody knew that Dominic Brazil ain't shit.
Yeah, I think at this stage,
so
even if you're a big time Wilder hater, like you kind of got to give it up. Like, and I think even a lot of the people that have shitted on him in the past, like here on YouTube, kind of like know that this could be the end, and even them like are starting to give it up or give him his props. Because they probably see that this might be kind of like the last days. Like whether he fights or not, he's not gonna have like 10 more fights or 5 more fights even. So I think a lot of people are starting to peep that this might be the final days of Wilder, and like are starting to give him a little bit more respect, which I mean, who gives a fuck? But that whole like notion that Wilder is not like a big deal or a big draw, it's one of the stupid boxing arguments that kind of like took hold of YouTube for many years. Damn, it's fucking dark in here. And
you ain't lying.
now it's like, even if you kind of thought that in the past, like you'd kind of be dumb like to kind of like keep repeating that point in 2022, because Wilder's way bigger than a Usyk. Wilder's way bigger than a Dillian White. Wilder's way bigger than pretty much any, like Wilder's probably bigger than Fury in reputation or as far as allure goes. I mean, whatever Fury gets paid, I think he's getting overpaid. When he fought these fights leading up to Wilder's second fight, he was definitely getting overpaid. But that doesn't like what Fury was getting overpaid doesn't factor in his popularity versus like a Wilder. Like, I mean, you'd be like dumb to say like Fury is way more popular than Wilder. If he is, it's not by much, is what I'm trying to say.
Well,
so even the biggest Wilder detractor got to give him some love in 2022.
Well, like, the same people who was talking shit about Wilder over the years, they fans of him now. Wilder loses 2 fights, he gains double, triple the amount of fans. Anthony Joshua loses fights, and everybody's questioning whether or not he has the heart and integrity to get back in the ring and actually beat Usyk or become world champion again.
You're absolutely right, Michael.
It's nonsense. I don't see no unless your boxer did something like beat his wife or did something like fucking stupid outside the ring or inside the ring, like, get up in there and just walk out the ring, you know, this bandwagoning notion that you have to be rooting for a fighter that always going to win is doesn't happen in boxing too often. See what I'm saying? Eventually, your favorite fighter is going to lose, either inside the ring or outside the ring, and never box again. And people just gonna have to like come to grips with that. You know, boxing is one of these sports to where now that in order for this, a lot of people out there to solidify themselves as a boxing fan, they got to be rooting for winners and not losers. But just because somebody loses, because it's all about fucking entertainment. That's what boxing is all about. Are you when that's what sports is all about? You don't the New York's Knicks game over the years when they used to suck bad.
They still do.
Go there, go to the game. You go to the game to be entertained. You go to the game to watch basketball and be entertained, win or lose. You go to these boxing matches to be entertained. And people have forgot about that all this shit is a form of fucking entertainment.
You broke up a little bit at the end after entertainment, Mike. But I do agree with that point too. And even listen, as far as characters go, and you know, within the sport of boxing, as far as characters go in the sport of boxing, I mean, is it more riveting to listen to somebody talk about oh, this guy's easy work, that guy's easy work, then avoid him for like a half a decade, or a boxer showing some fucking nutritionist like cooking like a low carb meal for him, or a boxer working the heavy bag, or somebody who's considering the idea of taking a strong hallucinogenic. Like, I mean, it's not like, I don't think that Wilder's doing that just to make something like that's newsworthy. Maybe he is, who knows? But that stuff I find a lot better than like somebody who's calling out another boxer while he's heading into a fight with a different boxer, or a boxer showing a car off or some bullshit, you know. And Wilder sometimes shows off like some of his wares. That's fine. Like, but in addition to that, he's a fucking character, bro. Boxing lacks of characters. I mean, the world lacks of characters at this point. But the fact that Wilder has a take here and there that might seem outlandish, I mean, like, it just adds more spice to the game. Like, you know, in between fights, or fucking as far as like what Michael said, being entertaining. But you were getting to a point too, Mike, where you were mentioning as far as people coming to these events and whatnot, or staying in tune with fighters for the purposes of being entertained. And I think it cut off. But if you wanted to go on to that point.
No, I was just saying is that, you know, we go to these fights to be entertained, man, and people they getting the game all fucked up. It's like, you know, I can know that this fighter, or have the notion that this fighter is gonna get his ass whooped, but when he gets in the ring and puts up a good fight and makes it a good fight, I'm getting my motherfucking money's worth. We don't get our money's worth when we don't get the fights that we want to see, and we don't get competition. Just watching a fighter just getting there and just whooping somebody's ass, where's the adversity? You know, and that's what people is tripping on these days, man. They more rather root people because they winners instead of just root for people because they fighters and they entertainers. That's just and
in Wilder's case, no, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but in Wilder's case, he's entertaining. Like, you know, I don't care what technique he has, like, you know, whether he looks like shit. At the end of the day, in most of his fights, or every one of his fights, somebody gets knocked down. Wilder puts him out concussively. Like, that shit's entertaining, bro. Like, I mean, like, you know, if you want to go and watch the sweet science play out in the ring, I mean, like, that's cool. But nobody, especially casuals or novices, I mean, is gonna shit on the notion of somebody who has the ability to knock out somebody every time he's got into the ring, or knock down somebody every time he's gone into the ring. I think that's fantastic. I mean, and I think Wilder, a lot of people sleep on the fact that he has been an entertaining fighter, somebody who's kind of like brought boxing up. Like, you know, Wilder, in a large sense, has put the division like, or he's helped propel the division, helped propel boxing for the last like decade or so. So I mean, like, you know, what's happening now? I mean, like, I'm not gonna shit on him like retrospect or retroactively, or you know, that to me that's whack. Like I give him all the props in the world. Like, and I hope he does this thing personally, because whatever story he's gonna be telling after he takes this ayahuasca trip, if he takes it, it's gonna be entertaining. It's gonna be dope. The yo, Mike, I haven't spoke to you, bro. Before I get off, how was your Valentine's Day, my friend? Oh, I think coming back in through another stream. Mike, you there?
Yeah, man. You there?
Yeah, I'm gonna close the other one.
All right, yeah. Thank you. Nah, for some odd reason, my phone kept, I think it's updating or downloading something, man, and just kept fucking up. So
It's all good.
can you hear me nice and clear?
Yeah. I was asking, how did your Valentine's Day go, my friend?
Oh, it was cool, man. You know what I'm saying? Beat my thing like it owed me money.
Oh, you got the chance to spend time with your
Nah, I was at the crib. She had to work. Give me 1 second.
the
God damn it.
Nah, it's all good. But you know, to close it out though, I mean, like, I hope he does this shit again. You know, no matter what, it's gonna be a cool story. Like, you know, even like researching these things, like, or being interested in these things, it's cool in itself. Like, to me, at least. I mean, like, you know, I don't like do I agree with like hood drugs, like, you know, like crack and fucking butter and whatnot? And no, I mean, like, because I know what it does to people. Like, that's basically just to get fucked up. It's the same way I don't like really agree with people that get blasted drunk like all the time. Like, you know, nah, like, you know, that's not cool to me. And like, even if you get fucked up a little bit, like, or don't drink a lot, like, it's not like a nobody says like, you know, I got fucking drunk and I had this great come to God experience, unless they got their ass whooped by the cops or arrested, or if they fuck some skank. Like, you know, that's the best that's gonna come from you getting drunk. I mean, I've never, I mean, like, encountered somebody who's told me about some great experiences while doing fucking diesel, you know, or heroin. That
Wet.
butter.
Sure.
You know, it's always basically like they hide in the cut and they're kind of like, and I'm not shitting on them necessarily, because again, like, my family, I have a lot of drug addicts in my family, but they doing it more as a coping mechanism. Like, if Wilder's using this as what you may feel is a coping mechanism, I get it. I mean, if you're opposed to drugs outright, like, I get it. But this kind of like is to me, it's in a different vein, and from what I know, it's only positive experiences with these super strong hallucinogenics. And actually, Mike, the place I want to bring your brother to, don't mention it, your hometown, but it's in near your hometown. But and hopefully I could drag my brother's
No,
ass.
you can mention it. It's no big deal. I don't give a
No,
fuck.
well, I don't want to blow up the other place though. You mentioned your hometown, but I just don't want to blow up the other place, or the place doing it. But
Oh, wet, doing that wet.
no. The thing, well, Wilder's taken, or something that Wilder's taken.
Yeah.
But,
Oh, you already said one of them.
Yeah. Well, no, I like that. I don't mind. I'm saying like the place. Like, I don't want people to think that, you know,
You advertising. Yeah.
or that they could go like to your hometown and fucking you know where I could find ayahuasca, dude? Like, fucking, because you'll get murked in certain parts of
Or you get robbed while you doing it and get something taken from you. Literally.
Let you ask me that shit like when I'm 15, like, fucking you'll be one less wallet, like, fucking your wallet will be in the incinerator minus the money.
I'll give you a wallet.
Mike, I gotta dip off though. I actually wanted to talk to you about your hometown thing when we get off here too, so I'm gonna give you a call. But if you guys could show my brother Michael Johnson Boxing Talk and more some love, Michael Johnson. I mean, I'm honored that you come through like to my channel, like because a lot of times I don't know what the fuck to say. But thank you for coming through, Mike. And also please subscribe to the Nick and Steph show. That's the Nick and Steph show. Steph is spelled STEPH. I'm gonna try to go on to this show too to talk baseball, which I haven't done. This fucking lockout thing sucks. And I sort of question what my my Mets are doing. Look at my new fucking wall, Mikey. Boosh! You see the Mr. Met? But
hey, what's this? What's their symbol look like? Is it like the Nick and Steph show with the NS with the baseball?
That's it, yeah.
Soccer and shit.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I subbed.
And they're good kids too, man. Like they're fantastic kids, actually. You know, but if you guys could, man, like subscribe to them. But you got anything you want to promote, Mike, as far as your channel goes?
Nah, man. I just want to promote everybody else. You know, Laws and fucking Tyrone and
yeah, man.
all them.
Yeah, please.
You know,
and I don't do this enough. And if I miss any, let me know. But please subscribe to TS Boxing, Tyrone, Lowe's Dawkins. I don't know the exact name of Lowe's Dawkins channels, but if you put that in LOZZ Dawkins, you'll find it. What other channels, Mike?
Yeah, that's the Laws Dog and Watcher.
A Watcher, I'm sorry, Watcher. Mate, like but if I forget anybody, it's not, you know, I'll get to it in another stream, bro. My memory's shot. But guys, I want to thank you guys for stepping into the File Playland with me. As always, I'm your File Player, and
don't forget to give me a jingle.
Jingle?
Yeah, don't forget to give me a jingle. A
call. Oh yeah, no, whatever. But thanks for coming through again, Mike, and thank you guys for stepping into the File Playland with me. And with that, I want to wish you guys a wonderful evening.